Hello, hello. Lesson 4, last section of your homework for the week. And we start off with this carnival game that has 160 rubber ducks floating in a pool. That's you've seen this at carnivals. They got like the little kiddie pools and a bunch of ducks in there. And the person playing the game, they take out a duck, they look at the bottom of it, and it's got a mark on the bottom. If there's a red mark on the bottom, they win a small prize. If there's a blue mark on the bottom, they win a big prize. Many ducks do not have a mark. So some ducks have red, some have blue, many have nothing. If you get nothing, you win nothing. After 50 people have played the game, only 3 of them have won a small prize, and none of them have won a large prize. So 3 out of 50 were able to get a small prize. Small prize. Let's make note of that. We are to estimate the number of the 160 ducks that you think have red marks on the bottom, then estimate the number of ducks you think have blue marks and explain your reasoning. Okay, so I think that there's probably some ducks that are blue. Just out of 50 tries, they didn't get any of them. So it's probably a really small number, maybe 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to estimate maybe between 1 to 3 ducks have blue on the bottom. But with the small ones, since we got 3 out of 50, if we were to, expand that to 150, that would be 3 times more, right? And so I'm thinking that would be about 9 ducks. I bet probably somewhere between around 10. I bet about 10 have red marks. So 10 out of the 160, that gives everybody, about a 1 in 16 chance of winning a small prize, which is, not great odds, but it's a prize. And then 1 to 3 ducks blue, I bet it's probably 1 or 2 for the large. It's very, very unlikely. They don't want very many people to win. That's my reasoning right there. It was the showing of the growth here. And just because nobody won that prize, there's probably a handful. They're not going to cheat everybody out of getting a large prize, hopefully. Stinking carnies. Number 2, Lynn wants to know if flipping a quarter really does have a probability of 1/2 of landing heads up. So she flips a quarter 10 times. It lands on heads up 3 times and tails up 7 times. Has she proven that the probability is not 1/2? No. She has just proven that out of 10 flips, it's 3/10 and 7/10. I would say that more flips would trend toward 1/2. But you're never really going to get a perfect 50-50. This is just what should happen. It's 1/2. You can do this experiment over and over and over and over again. It's not always going to be 50-50. It's not guaranteed to do 10 flips and have 5 and 5. She's just proven that out of her 10 flips that it wasn't half and half. I think if she did more flips, then it would trend more toward that 1/2 probability, which is kind of what we saw when we do our experiment on Thursday. And it's very similar to this graph. So we spin the spinner 40 times for this game, and this is the graph of the fraction, the games that are wins under the conditions. Okay, just like we did in class on Thursday. We are estimating the probability of a spin winning this game based on the graph. Now, we learned on Thursday that as this graph continues, it trends with more spins toward the actual probability of this happening. It looks like this is the point right here where we're getting more and more close to the real thing. So let's track that over here to the y-axis. It looks like it's right between 0.6 and 0.7. So my estimation is about 0.65 or 65%. When they started the game, it was kind of all over the place, but it just, as time goes on, it trends more toward that where it should be, which is right. It looks like about 65% chance. All right, number 4. Noah will select a letter at random from the word flute. Lynn is going to select a word at random from the word clarinet. Band geeks. I love band people. Don't think that's a derogatory thing. Just kidding. Which person is more likely to pick the letter E? All right, so let's start with Noah. Noah's chances of getting the letter E, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 five letters in the word flute, and one of them is E. He's got a 1 in 5 chance, which is 20%. And then the clarinet, Lynn on the clarinet down here. Let's count the letters in clarinet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 letters in clarinet. And there is only one E, which is not good because 1/8 is only 12.5% when you convert that to a percentage. So which person is more likely to pick it? Noah is, because fewer letters in the word flute and only one E. Now, if Lynn would have had 2 E's in the word clarinet, then 2/8 actually would have been 25%. It would have won. But sorry about your luck there, Lynn. You are not as likely to get the letter E from your word. And that's it for our homework.